Yeah. I used to play for 7 years. I played in a band called Aviatik back in Ohio, and I'm still actually a member of that band. We've not broken up. We are on geographical hiatus because I live in Asheville, North Carolina, and they still live in Ohio. Um, but I think the big difference as far as writing songs for Aviatic versus writing songs for my solo project is it's subject matter. With Aviatic, the songs weren't about me specifically. Some of them might have had a little bit of influence from things that happened in my life, but we were writing these big concept albums about failed revolutions and insane asylums, really really fun stuff, and it was fantastic coming up with the storylines and the characters and all that, and it was a really like wide open creative experience. Um, Getting to create these epic storylines, which was a blast, and the music that accompanies those when you're working with such a broad palette, it can inspire some really interesting sounds. With my solo work, which is the new CD that I just put out, A Failed Breakup, with that, it's all autobiographical. It's about my life. It's about the things that have happened to me in the not so distant past, and so it's a lot harder to write sometimes. It's in some ways it's kind of like my therapy to work my way through the issues that I'm having by writing about it, and that can make performing them really interesting, because as much as possible I try when I'm playing them on stage to remember what the song was about originally, like to connect to the event that happened. And when it's a heart-wrenching, whatever it is, the breakup of my engagement, or leaving someone behind, or one of those events, that's not an easy thing to connect to that every night on stage, and so that can make things very interesting in some performances, because I've been known to get a little choked up on stage because I just had a vivid memory of what I felt like when I wrote this song and why I wrote it. And that never happened with Aviatic, because the songs weren't about me. They were about this dude in this hypothetical 20th century, early 20th century dictatorship, or this or that. So there's a big difference as far as my personal connection to the songs. I think that's probably the biggest.